It's a hockey stream on episode 564 of the VIG Lounge. It's that time, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and what better way to kick it off, at least for me, with a battle of Pennsylvania. The Penguins take on the Flyers. Penguins with home ice advantage. See if we can take advantage of that with a Game 1 win. Or will the Flyers put the Penguins on the back skate, as it were? Please, before we get started, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, with housekeeping out of the way, let's jump right in to round one, game one, Penguins and Flyers here on the VIG Lounge. Already chanting, let's go Pens. Flyers win the opening draw. Sanheim gets it to tip it. And already a crunch along the wall as the Penguins retrieve the puck. Sidney Crosby carries in for the Pens. Crosby trying to dance his way in. Back to the blue line for Carlson. Dishes it off. Shot, rebound! And another save by Vladar. 2 minutes in nearly, and Dan Vladar was busy early, and of course they're going to highlight it. They're making a couple of big saves. That's a 77% threat, apparently. So not too shabby. Over 50% is always a good thing. Flyers win a draw in their own zone. They are one of the better face-off teams in the league, so I'm not surprised. And blind guy's not good at draws, so that's a dangerous combination. Flyers, I thought, were going to get a shot there, but they didn't. Chinikov trying to create some space for himself. Now to Rust, and that shot deflected wide. Wotherspoon lets it go. Rebound! For Chinikov, he couldn't get it. Trying to get his other rebound chance to go, but it wouldn't. How was that not a shot? It's kind of ironic that Trevor Zegras is in the playoffs as well as his former team, the Anaheim Ducks. So you got 2 doses of orange in round one. Hopefully we can get rid of one of them relatively quickly, at least for the Penguins' sake. Shot by Carlson turned aside. Now to the blue line, sets up a one-timer, and that's off a shin pad. Penguins with the early shot advantage, 4-0. Jamie Drysdale trying to skate his way through. Tyson Forrester, and now Stuart Skinner has to make his first save. Tommy Novak sends it in. Collected along the wall by Malkin. Malkin with the big rig zone ability hanging onto the puck, got a shot away. Down to the blue line, Letang lets it rip, and it goes off the bar and out. You would be seeing some physicality. Porter Martone making his playoff debut for the Flyers. Made it sound like he was watching the game. Depending, maybe the rookie will sit in the press box. We'll have to see if Rick Tocchet makes some lineup adjustments if things don't go well. Big drive handled by Vladar. This is the surprise playoff series, many people would say, as very few thought the Penguins or Flyers, let alone both, would have made the playoffs, but that's how things play out. Pittsburgh has had a phenomenal season, as have the Flyers, as they've got identical points, point totals, actually, both coming in with 98. Blake Lizotte trying to dance his way through. He lost the puck. Puck rolls in on Skinner. Still waiting for the game's first goal. Thought that said icing, but I guess it must have said line change. Now, Michkov had an opportunity to get in, but then the Penguins took it back. Fourth line still out there for the Pens. Now Chinikov fires, denied by Vladar. Connor Clifton lets it go from the blue line, and Vladar saw that all the way. He will hang on. Pittsburgh with 9 shots, Philadelphia with 2. 4:55 remaining. Okay, that's 2 for Vladar in the first period. So, if they highlight him one more time, that's it for Darth Vladar. I know it's Dan, but I think they do call him Darth Vladar in Philadelphia anyway, and I've heard hockey analysts say it, so I'm going to go with it. Crosby finally wins a draw. Back to Carlson off the pad. Penguins look to get the rebound, and they do. Chinikov back to Carlson. Sets up the one-timer for Wotherspoon, which rolls in, and Vladar hangs on to that one. The Penguins definitely have controlled the majority of the play, but they have nothing to show for it. I was outside of the blue line. Come on, that was not offside. Crosby. On the draw, Carlson carries it in, lets it rip, and another save for Dan Vladar. Back to the blue line, Rust covering for Carlson. Lets it go from range, and Vladar's got that, and he'll hang on once again. Out in front for Chinikov, it's knocked off his stick. Grundstrom. I believe he was a former LA King, if I'm not mistaken. Penguins doing a good job defensively. Trying to create some space, and they do for Sid. Sidney Crosby jostled a little bit, got to the net, got a shot away, but Vladar turned him aside. Grundstrom carries out for the Flyers. Carlson. Cross. And up, carried in now by Rust. Ryan Rust dances his way in, lost the puck. Travis Sanheim. Got it, I think, to Glendening. And that's going to do it for the first period. No score. Pittsburgh with majority of the shots, but Dan Vladar has kept them at bay, at least for now. And, of course, the camera has to go and do the camera thing and die out, but whatever, we can fix it before we take a look at the stats. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Come on. There's literally no reason for that. All right, now that the camera is fixed, at least for now, let's take a look at the stats. Shots on goal, 14-3 in favor of Pittsburgh. Hits, 7-11 in favor of the Penguins as well. Face-off, slight edge to the Flyers, 4-2. It's probably going to get worse for the Pens in that department before it gets better. No score, no power play for either team, so we'll see what happens in period number 2. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes up. Who's going to break the game open? We shall find out. Period 2 coming up right now on the VIG Lounge. Crosby wins the opening draw of the second, and we are underway. As the puck deflects into the zone, but it's offside for Pittsburgh, so we'll do this all over again. I think we'd be happy, and we knew it if we would be happy, and we know it if we can score a goal. A lot of hits from both sides. Nobody's able to touch the puck as everybody keeps getting hit, and we're offside yet again. Flyers are almost playing as if they've got a lead, but nobody scored yet. And here's a look at Tyson Forrester. Hopefully he doesn't break his wrist on a slap shot again. That was one of the weirdest injuries I think I've ever seen in a regular season game this year. Or I should say that happened in a regular season game this year. but was one of the most bizarre injuries I've seen in 30-plus years of watching this great sport. Carlson to the backhand, he scores! EK65 has the Flyers feeling blue as the Penguins finally break the ice. And of course, I've got a question for you. How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice, baby. Pittsburgh with a 1-0 lead in the early stages of period number 2. Finally, a Penguin scorer was able to beat Vladar. It was Erik Karlsson, who's had an absolute resurgence for the Pens this season on the blue line, and the Flyers nearly tie it up there. But it's not to be. Igor Chinakhov is away. Chinakhov dances his way in, he scores! Igor Chinakhov puts the Penguins up by a deuce. That goal scoring we were asking for in the first has come alive in the second. I believe that's 2 goals on 2 shots, if I'm not mistaken. And Rick Tocchet starting to look a little uneasy on the Flyers bench as he finds his team down by a pair in short order here in period number 2. Denied by Bedard. Back to the blue line. Playing catch. Big drive, Letang. And the rebound is gathered by the Penguins. Across for the one-timer, Letang had to dust it off, and Bedard saw it all the way as he was able to get ready for it. 15:51 to go in the second. Penguins with a 2-0 lead. Thanks to goals from Erik Karlsson and Igor Chinakhov early in this middle frame. Cam York carries in for Philadelphia. What a nice defensive play. Letang got it up to Malkin. Malkin knocked off, back across, couldn't get the pass through, and then Novak put it off the post. Now Letang in the back door, and he got a chance. Turned aside by Bedard. Now Girard let it go. That went off of Letang. Novak has it. Lost it. Penguins regroup. Opens up the blade for the one-timer, and it goes wide. Malkin regathers. Malkin off the bar and out. That's the second time the Penguins have struck iron. That shot went wide. And now Letang lets it go. That gets into a body, and Vladar able to handle the rebound. Pittsburgh out shooting the Flyers 21-5. 11:52 to go here in the middle frame. Or excuse me, 11:42 to go in the middle frame. Flyers win the draw. I think I went a little early on that one because the ref didn't know when they wanted to drop the puck. One guy tries to read the ref as best he can. He does. It's just, not really good with reading physical body language with the whole visual disability and everything. So it's one of the reasons why I absolutely suck on draws. Rust to the backhand of Bedard. Turned that away. Andre to Michkov. To Bump. Yeah, some of these Flyers just have very interesting last names. Bump, Barkey, Tippett. Granted, Tippett's been there for a while, but there's Glendening. Sends it all the way down. Collected by Rust. Rust with a beautiful stretch pass. Chinakhov! Robbed by Bedard. Tried to outweight Bedard, but Bedard won that battle. Penguins will try it again. Here's the rookie, Ben Kindle. Knocked off the stick. Regathered by Shea. He'll let it go off the pad. Cross to the blue line. Connor Clifton lets it go. That goes into a flyer. And Tippett is away. And Stuart Skinner with his best save to rob Owen Tippett on the break. Puck dumped in. Collected first by the Flyers. Tippett has it once more for Philadelphia. Cross to Travis Konechny, but it did not connect with him as Mantha dumps it in. And he's been an excellent story for Pittsburgh this year. Career high in goals, 32. Give that man an extension, please. I'd like to even see like a short-term deal, maybe somewhere around 2 to 3 years, but I'd like to see him in Pittsburgh at least for next year. Shot by Novak, turned away by Vladar, and he will hang on to that one. Minute 24 to go in period 2. Okay, Dan, that's 3, so we can't look at any more Dan Vladar highlights for the rest of this game. Low lights, though, yeah, we can absolutely take a look at those. Nice defensive play once again. And Raquel will send it in. Giveaway up front. Raquel with a chance. Well, that may have been Novak, excuse me. Dan Vladar made another save. And that's going to do it for 2 periods of play. We finally got some goal scoring. Erik Karlsson on the backhand, and this beauty from Igor Chinakhov have put the Penguins up 2-0 after 2. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. Shots on goal, 26-6 in favor of the Penguins. Hits 17-13 favoring Pittsburgh. And we bumped up our passing percentage quite a bit in that frame. We lost 6 draws in total, 10-4, so we're slowly, it's getting worse, but we're not doing too bad. We won a couple draws there at least. And 40 minutes down, 20 minutes up. Can the Penguins close this one out and take a 1-0 lead in the series? Let's find out. Third period action coming at you next here on the VIG Lounge. Another one draw for the Flyers. They've been doing a lot of that. Karlsson going for a bit of a skate. Then finds Crosby up the middle. Crosby on the right side. Spins off a check. Finds a lane, denied by Vladar. Erik Karlsson lets it rip this time. And Vladar hangs on to that one. 18:21 to go in the second. Early stages. Yeah, we're not watching that. Seems like the only highlight the Flyers have had are Dan Vladar saves and one hit from Tyson Forrester. As the Penguins, we're in a shot right off the draw. Crosby puts it in! The Wizard of Cross plays his magic wand! And the Flyers hate him just that much more. Crosby just able to pounce on the loose puck there, nothing fancy. Just shovels it in past Vladar underneath the left pad. And the Penguins now have a 3-0 lead. Backhand beauty more than meets the eye. Pittsburgh now 3 goals on 30 shots. And the Flyers really need to wake up here. Yes, this is definitely not a great game for them. Vladar makes another save and hangs on. 17:02 to go. And again, this is 5 times now that they've highlighted Dan Bedard. I'm kind of getting tired of it. I mean, good for you, dude. You're doing what you're supposed to do as a goalie. You're making saves. Sort of. Zegras got a shot away, deflected off the stick. Penguins get the puck back. Erik Karlsson finds Crosby. Gets Rust on a partial break. Knocked off his stick by Sanheim. Rust regathers. Tries to put it in. But Vladar is able to handle that, and we're going to get another Dan Vladar highlight in 3. Oh, no, Sidney Crosby. All right. We'll take that. Been all over the net. Had a backhand goal on a jam play in front of the net finally. To put the Penguins up now by 3. And here it is, off the draw. Shot by Karlsson, and Crosby pounces on the loose puck. Put the Penguins in a lovely spot right now with 15-17 to go, being up by 3. Oh, what a bad giveaway to Raquel at center. Raquel's going to hang on to this one. To the net on the backhand, and he lost it. Oh, what a keep in. Raquel's got it again. Fires denied by Vladar. How about a shot of Novocaine as Tommy Novak increases the lead to 4. Not sure how that goal was unassisted, but I'll take it. Beautiful keep in at the blue line, and then Novak just got his stick underneath Ristolainen and was able to find that puck before anybody else did and put it past Vladar. And Rick Tocchet, in what was a close game, is now starting to feel this one slip away. As the Penguins are up now by 4. Shot there by Martone, handled by Skinner. And Flyers still not up to double digits in shots. They're stuck on 8, but that was a very nice play by the rookie. I will say 12:49 remaining. 12:49, and we are, of course, feeling fine with the way this game's gone so far. Letang sends it in. Collected. Back to the blue line. Malkin lets it rip off the pad of Vladar. Give away to Malkin. Malkin retreats to his own zone. Finds Girard, who then finds Novak, who sends it right back in. Oh, that was a bad giveaway. Novak's got 1 assisted goal. He could get another one, and Vladar said nah on that exchange. Noah Cates lost it to Girard. Girard elects to skate this one in. Sam Girard, of course, one of those other Stanley Cup winners in the Penguins organization, but of course 1 cup with Colorado, not part of the 3 that the core of Letang, Malkin, and Crosby had. And I'm glad that we don't have to hear this, quote, #SaveSynth bullshit anymore, because he saved himself, as did the team, by getting them back into the dance for the first time since 2022. Crosby wins the draw. Gets it up to Igor Chinakhov. Chinakhov trying to cut to the net, and he lost it. Back to the blue line. Let's go! Crosby with a real goal this time, as in one with a little more skill than grit, but he's got his second of the game, and The Penguins are ahead by a fistful. No chance for Bedard on that one. Crosby wins the draw, gets it to Rust. Rust fires one, denied by Bedard. Down across Chinikov, and a drive from Wotherspoon turned aside by Dan Bedard. Oh, congratulations to the Flyers. They're now up to 10 shots on goal. It only took them 2.5 periods, and they magically get a power play. Let's find out why. Erik Karlsson going to the box. All right, interference. I'm surprised they're going to call something like that in a playoff game, but whatever. Karlsson doesn't like the call. I haven't seen much of Noel Acciari. Wins the draw. Gets it to Dewar, who's going to skate it in to kill some time. Finds Clifton, who lets it go shorthanded. Christian Dvorak is in, and a save made by Stuart Skinner. He will hang on, as we should have the chance of Stu in this game, but they don't, because obviously AA doesn't care about those minor details. Chari wins a second draw. I'm going to have a repeat here as Connor Dewar gets some space. Denied by Bedard as he got around Zegras and was able to put a great chance on net. As it appears as though the best chances on this Flyers man advantage actually belong to the Penguins. Both off the stick of Connor Dewar. Noah Cates. Have a chance now. Shea's just going to clear it the old-fashioned way. How is that a penalty? Like, legit, how is that a penalty? Noel Acciari going to the box. I'm not sure why. Let's... Really? Okay, that was a delayed fall. And... Okay, well, fine. Cross-checked. Great. Flyers have a chance now to get themselves back into this game. Puck deflected to the corner. Oh, of course the stick breaks. Of course the stick breaks. Minute 22 now, power play time. Nice defensive play to knock the puck away, and why is Wotherspoon magically number 29 again? That was a bit of a miscue. But the Penguins do get it out with a muffled chant of "Let's go Flyers." Big save by Skinner as this shot materialized. Here comes Erik Karlsson. Penguins successfully kill off both penalties. And we're down now to the final minute of period number 1. The Penguins look like they're going to comfortably win game 1. The Flyers might get a goal here, though. And Stuart Skinner turned that aside. Mantha simply floats it in. It goes all the way down. And Connor Clifton will send it in. And the Penguins take game one. Stuart Skinner with a shutout. And Crosby with a pair of goals. Along with Erik Karlsson, Igor Chinikov, and Tommy Novak. How you doing, Iceberg? As the Penguins take round one in the Battle of Pennsylvania, 5-0 your final. And who else led the way? Sidney Crosby. And we have to give a shout out to Stuart Skinner. He was under siege for a good portion of that third period when the Flyers got two power plays rather, and kept his shutout intact and had an absolutely sparkling game one for Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at the stats before we wrap things up. Pittsburgh putting up 42 shots against 18 for the Flyers. Hits 37-20. Pittsburgh won that battle as well. Won the passing percentage battle too. That's crazy. And we nearly got doubled up in the face-off dot, but not quite. We won 9, so we'll take it. Flyers 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Pittsburgh did not get a power play in that game, but it doesn't matter. We got 5 goals at even strength. 2 from the captain. 1 from Erik Karlsson. 1 from Tommy Novak. And a beauty from Igor Chinikov. So, I think Pittsburgh is going to take game one. I can see this series going 6 games, but ultimately I think the Penguins are going to prevail, especially with the playoff experience. Stuart Skinner's had a couple of really deep playoff runs going to the final in back-to-back years, so I could see that being a factor as well. But I think it's going to be a very gritty, hard-fought series, and whoever takes this series definitely will earn it. And I think it's going to be the black and gold, of course, with my heart and my head. So, should be a very fun series. Game 1 tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's why I did this early, of course. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the VIG Lounge. I have been the Visually Impaired Gamer, 1987. Until next time, I bid you adieu. Have yourselves a sensational Saturday, everybody.